Hello, salutations and greetings. My name is Marge. You can call me Margie. Welcome to my tube. I'm a Heyoka wise clown. Don't mind my do. My hair is getting so big I just had to put it up. Get it out of my face. I'm sitting here. I've already been up. It's only 9 o'clock. I've been up for freaking hours. I think 4:30 is my wake up time. That's why I'm trying to go back to live mountain time. Central. My clock is dialed to that. It's more comfortable there. The DOGs too. Their stomachs are set at Midwestern time. Anyway, that was just Tim McGraw. I already watched the end of last hour of what was it? The Age of Ultron. Goddamn. You know what? I identify so much with movies and TV of all times and ages is because the characters that are in them are pretty consistent. Every now and again, it's like you meet somebody that's one of those paradigms of these characters that you see on TV, and then, you find out that they're just a real person, and it doesn't ever really match up. So it, raises the bar way up here, right? But seeing, I grew up with the kind of programs, they call them programs because they mold your mind and give you perspectives on how to think and what to think, and I don't know if shows really engage people on how to expand your thought process. Consider The Great Space Coaster. I never really watched the Reading Rainbow too much, but I guess that might do it too. Any of those, freaking even the Muppets, Sesame Street, all of those, Snuffleupagus, yeah right, sure. I mean, that should have preempted us for being able to see in different frequencies in itself, just Snuffleupagus, Yeah, right, man. Sure, he was there, but then he was, and everyone believed him. That's what's happening right now, is a lot of stuff is weird shit is happening, because I think the way I see it is when we're awake, our reality is part of somebody else's dream, and vice versa. So when we're dreaming at night, or I call it the night shift, processing my subconscious in a higher dimension frequency, whatever you want to identify it as, it's still a reality. It's just happening when my body is at rest. Because the emotions and the experiences and the things the patterns that you're always trying to learn to do things different, and when society has created a backdrop for everyone to do the same thing, it's contrary to this evolution that is happening to people's bodies and the way they think and the way they process, because it's been so off kilter for so long, because we're imposed in ideologies that aren't accurate, and finally, because the truth always comes out, it's what's happening, and a lot of people that have control over a lot of things are freaking going down like when they fall off a cliff and they're just grasping for roots and they have nothing to hang on to, and they're just freaking out on their way down, because all that lower vibrational stuff, there's no place for it, because everyone's supposed to love each other and take care of each other, and that hasn't been the case in ever, to my knowledge. So what I do here is my imagination station, every now and again I'll get a clever endeavor and I'll share it on my tube. I'm a Heyoka wise clown, that's what we do. So I dream big, because it's like my friend Lynel, she was, her freaking working and effort into something is way up here. I'm talking because she's a teacher. I don't know what grade, if she's still in kindergarten, first grade, kindergarten, but she's the ones that assess the front lines of spectrometers like me, and she's on the spectrum too, as far as I can see, because she comes from her heart space and she knows how to read people and she studies people's and patterns and all of those things, and so she knows how to help these kids to learn how to communicate and learn what's best for them, because that's how it always should be. It shouldn't be one kind of way. Okay, you put all these minds in one house, schoolhouse, and say everybody has to learn. This is the only way you're getting it from. That has always been wrong. There's too many different ways of thinking. Some people can sit in a classroom. I could teach the whole classroom with nonverbal communication, and I don't know sign language. The world is opening up in all these beautiful ideas that people are having in their dream state, because that's where all the freaking brilliant people, the Nikola Teslas, the Albert Einsteins, the geniuses, they come from an idea, from a dream that they've had. And I've shared all kinds of, I do nothing but share my ideas here because I don't know a Tony Stark. Dude, I just would love to freaking sit and invent all day. I would freaking just love to be able to sit in a cabin or live in a cabin on someplace in the wilderness and just invent things to help and add to people's lives, because I have so many ideas. I just try to give them away, and you can't give these things away. Maybe somebody will pick them up and start thinking about it, and then maybe, as long as it benefits people, I don't care. If you do it out of greedy, it ain't gonna succeed anyway, because no business idea, no idea that comes from the heart space of greed will succeed, and they're all tumbling down. So ideas that I have, I want communities where I want to get the people out, the elderly people out of homes and put them in community, because they still want to work. They will go out and work in the garden if you give them a garden to work into. People don't want to just sit there. That's when your body goes into atrophy, people that freaking, it's not just people that don't move and aren't active, that are bedridden, they get blood clots and stuff. It's people that sit at their desk for 8 hours a day. I tried to watch that's how I ended up on the Ultron this morning, the second Avengers. That's right, I was going with that. All the data I've collected is all positive stuff, I always used to learn that you don't point guns at people. So what I do these videos for is with Lynette, Lynette is that because her ideas are so apparent, she puts effort into it, but for me to do what she does, I would have to, because I don't have the focus. I think of too many things at the same time to be able to do what she does, but she's a lot more dedicated than me. But what I do is I imagine of a world and how it can be, and even if it's up here, even if out of my freaking mind, oh well, even if it comes across as very extreme, what, a world without any wars? Yeah, that's the world I'm talking about. I want a world without any wars, where nobody has to have bombs. And freaking, it is so weird how 2 times in 3 months that bombs in Syria are coming up with Uncle Sam's freaking stamp on it. It's if the only threat on this planet is the governments that are running the planets, because nobody else freaking wants it, because all of us little people down here that just are just trying to live, they're the ones that are having to freaking deal with your nonsense, and it's not even rational anymore. So that's why people are going out and just doing whatever they want, because it's when your mom and dad are freaking Juliette Lewis and freaking Tom Cruise in California, when that's your mom and dad, you pretty much, you're not really going to worry about, going to school and raising your hand when you want to speak, you know what I mean? And that's what our government, I mean, that's what governments are doing. They're just like freaking becoming unhinged. And so the people in the governments are like, you know, freaking get to. And so all these revolutions are happening all over the world. It's really quite interesting. Good luck to y'all. So, I also think of a world where I don't know, man. I just got bombarded with so many ideas. So many ideas. But the view is definitely changing. So, I haven't looked at anything astrology-wise today, yesterday, today. New moon, new moon, new moon. There's always something happening in the planets that there's solar flares going on. I mean, not solar flares, coronal. Let me get this right. Elevated rest due to coronal holes. That's the regular one. But we got a new one last night. There was one. I guess it wasn't a prediction, but he put on a little announcement this morning because there was a 7.0 earthquake last night. And I'm talking about an app that I have called the Disaster Prediction. It's by Ben Davis and Space Observers. But we are definitely being impacted by a constellation of the world. So what I also try to do is I'm just trying to freaking bring a little bit of peace and justice back into the world. Just try to get people to be nice again, because I just think about how different the world would be if people just were nice. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of evidence of that. That's why I want to go live in the woods. Anybody want to go live in the woods with me? Email me. Straight people like rainbows too. Be have a rad day. Peace.